Wooden boat across the stillness, lotus flowers near my hands, soft wind rolling through the water, under pale blue afternoon skies. Dragonflies above the lilies, tiny ripples near the oars. Everything feels slow and peaceful, without standing completely still. The water carries every thought farther than I planned today. Lotus water afternoon, warm breeze drifting through the petals, small waves dancing near the boat sides, as the sunlight bends softly, and every little passing moment feels lighter on the water, like the whole world loosened up a while. Bird song echoes through the reeds now, cloud reflections drift below, green leaves floating near the surface, turning slowly with the tide. I trail my fingers through the pond water, watching circles spread outward, tiny peaceful summer details, holding on to the afternoon. Maybe rest begins the second we drift without rushing. Lotus water afternoon, wooden oars cutting through reflections, cool air brushing past my shoulders while the sky stretches wide. And honestly, I could stay here till the sunlight fades to amber, floating softly through the pond. Some places make silence feel comforting instead of empty. Still hearing ripples near the lilies, still watching dragonflies wander, still letting the breeze guide slowly where the little boat will go. And maybe happiness is simple, water, flowers, and open skies on an easy drifting day. The lotus leaves sway gently beneath the evening wind. Long wooden boat across the pond now, lotus flowers brushing past, cool wind slipping through the branches near the edge of the shore. The water mirrors all the clouds, moving softly underneath. Everything feels calm and weightless. like time forgot to hurry here. I think peace sounds like oars tapping softly through water, drifting through green water, warm light dancing on the ripples, lotus petals near the surface as the afternoon unfolds, and every little peaceful second feels easier to breathe inside when the whole world moves this gently. Birds glide low above the lilies, tiny fish beneath the boat, leaves swaying in slow reflections through the middle of the pond. I lean back against the railing, letting the breeze cool my face, thinking maybe days like this are enough to heal a week. Nothing feels complicated out here, surrounded by water, drifting through green water, soft wind floating through the lotus fields, wooden oars beneath the sunlight, keeping rhythm with the waves. And honestly, I hope this feeling finds me every summer season, calm and beautifully alive. The gentlest moments often become the ones we remember the longest. Still hearing water near the boat side, still seeing flowers bend slowly, still letting sunlight wander across the quiet afternoon. And maybe life feels better floating softly without destination beneath wide open skies. The pond ripples softly beneath the fading daylight. Sunlight scattered on the water, pink lotus blooming near the reeds, small wooden boat moving slowly through the middle of the pond. Cool breeze drifting through my sleeves, carrying the scent of fresh rain. Tiny waves beneath the paddles shimmer underneath the sky. The whole afternoon feels softer out here, surrounded by green. Boat beneath the lotus sky, warm wind brushing through the flowers, soft reflections underneath us as the water gently turns. And every peaceful little moment feels brighter near the lilies, floating slowly through the day. Dragonflies above the surface, birds resting near the trees, clouds unfolding in the distance beyond the silver pond. There's comfort in the drifting motion, no pressure pulling at my thoughts, just sunlight moving across water and leaves swaying nearby. Maybe slowing down is the most beautiful thing sometimes. Boat beneath the lotus sky, cool air rolling through the reeds now, gentle waves beside the rowboat, keeping time beneath the sun. And honestly, I could stay here till the evening paints the waters the surface, still letting the pond carry me further through the afternoon. And maybe happiness looks like this, floating slowly among flowers under endless summer skies. The breeze moves softly across the lotus pond.
Wooden boat against the water, leaves drifting near the oars. Warm daylight through the willow branches, painting silver on the pond. Lotus flowers open slowly toward the middle of the day. Everything feels calm and endless under soft moving clouds. This kind of peace always arrives unexpectedly. Lilies in the wind, soft waves rolling through the water, cool breeze floating through the lotus fields as the sunlight shifts around, and every little passing second feels smoother than expected inside this drifting afternoon. Birdsong travels through the distance, tiny insect skim the pond, reflections bending with the paddles underneath the open sky. I stop rowing for a moment just to listen to the air, thinking maybe life feels better when nobody's in a hurry. Nothing feels too heavy besides slow-moving water. Lilies in the wind, warm light resting on the ripples, wooden boat swaying near the flowers as the hours drift by. And honestly, I needed this more than I expected lately. A peaceful afternoon afloat. Sometimes the world feels kinder near water and open skies. Still hearing the pond beneath me, still watching lotus leaves dancing, still letting the cool wind carry every restless thought away. And maybe life feels best this way, floating slowly through the flowers without needing anything more. The oars rest gently beside the drifting boat.
Soft green water near the shoreline, wooden boat beneath the trees, lotus flowers turning upward toward the bright afternoon sun. There's a breeze across the lilies, cool against my warming skin. Tiny circles spread behind us every time the paddles move. The pond feels endless, us when the day moves this slowly. Summer pond reverie, warm air drifting through the flowers, sunlight breaking on the surface like scattered pieces of glass. And every peaceful little moment feels easier to stay inside when the whole world floats this gently. Clouds reflected near the reeds now, birds resting along the shore, dragonflies above the water move like tiny painted lights. I keep rowing without purpose, just enjoying where we drift. There's comfort in slow afternoons wrapped in wind and open skies. Maybe healing happens when we stop trying to rush ahead. Summer pond reverie, cool breeze moving through the lotus fields, wooden boat rocking beside the flowers as the daylight stretches wide. And honestly, I hope this feeling stays somewhere inside my chest long after the evening comes. The most peaceful places rarely ask for anything except your attention. Still hearing water tap the boat's sides, still watching petals touch the ripples, still letting the warm afternoon carry me farther away. And maybe happiness is simple, a wooden boat and lotus flowers under soft and endless skies. The lotus pond shimmers beneath the fading sun. Tall green grass beside my shoes now, warm wind rolling through the field. Sunlight flickers through the branches, painting patterns on the ground. Old trees swaying through the afternoon, bird song drifting overhead. Clouds moving slowly past the hillside without anywhere to be. The whole day feels lighter beneath these dancing shadows. Shade across the meadow, soft breeze moving through the wildflowers, golden daylight through the branches as the summer stretches wide. And every peaceful little moment feels softer underneath this tree, watching the world move slowly by. Tiny insects near the clovers, leaves spinning gently in the wind. Somewhere far beyond the tall grass, children laugh beside the road. I lean back against the tree bark, letting all my thoughts unwind. There's comfort in ordinary afternoons, filled with sky and open fields. Maybe peace arrives quietly through warm air and resting hearts. Shade across the meadow, sunlight scattered on the hillside, soft green waves across the grasses underneath pale blue sky. And honestly, I could stay here till the evening paints the branches amber in the cooling breeze. Some days become unforgettable simply because they felt calm enough to notice. Still hearing leaves above me dancing, still watching clouds drift through the distance, still letting the warm wind carry every restless thought away. And maybe happiness is simple: tall trees, fields, and open skies on an easy summer day. The branches sway softly above the meadow grass.
Large old tree beside the hillside, cool shade falling near the roots, warm light slipping through the leaves now, like moving pieces of glass. The field stretches toward the distance, wildflowers swaying in the breeze. Everything feels calm and open underneath the afternoon sky. I think the earth breathes differently on days like this somehow. Beneath the summer canopy, warm wind dancing through the tall grass, sunlight drifting through the branches as the hours wander slowly. And every peaceful little second feels easier to hold on to when the whole world moves this gently. Birds glide low above the meadow, tiny leaves fall near my hands, cloud shadows crossing through the grasses like waves across the hills. I close my eyes against the tree trunk, listening to the distant wind. Nothing feels too urgent lately out here, surrounded by green. Maybe rest begins the moment we stop rushing forward. Beneath the summer canopy, soft air rolling through the clovers, golden patterns on the meadow under bright and endless skies. And honestly, I needed this more than I expected lately. A quiet afternoon outdoors. Nature has a way of softening thoughts without asking questions first. Above me, still watching sunlight paint the grasses, still letting the warm breeze carry every worry far away. And maybe life feels best somewhere beneath old trees and summer skies, far from crowded city streets. The meadow ripples softly beneath the afternoon wind.
brushing at my ankles. Big old tree above my head. Tiny patches of moving sunlight shift across my notebook pages. There's a coolness near the branches, even underneath the heat. Summer breeze rolling through the meadow, like music without words. The afternoon keeps unfolding softly around me. Golden leaves in open fields, warm wind drifting through the clovers, sunlight scattered through the branches as the long day stretches wide. And every little passing moment feels brighter beneath this tree, watching clouds drift lazily by. Butterflies above the flowers, birds resting near the fence, shadows swaying on the grasses through the middle of the field. I trace circles in the dirt now, thinking nothing in particular, just enjoying how the breeze feels against my sun-warmed skin. Nothing feels complicated underneath these branches. Golden leaves and open fields, soft green waves across the hillside, warm light dancing through the meadow as the hours pass slowly. And honestly, I hope this feeling finds me every summer season, simple and beautifully calm. Some afternoons feel like small pauses the world accidentally gives us. Still hearing leaves above me rustling, still watching sunlight shift around me, still letting the warm air carry every wandering thought away. And maybe happiness looks like this: tree shade and endless grasslands on a peaceful summer day. The leaves shimmer softly against the blue afternoon sky.
Large branches stretching wide above me, cool shadows on the hillside grass, warm daylight through the moving leaves, painting silver on my shoes. The meadow rolls beyond the fence line toward the far off winding road. Everything feels still and peaceful without falling completely silent. The wind keeps carrying little pieces of summer through the field. Under the old green tree, soft breeze running through the meadow, golden sunlight through the branches as the clouds drift overhead. And every peaceful little second feels lighter than the last one now, sitting here beneath the leaves. Calmness grows naturally where the air feels this open. Under the old green tree, warm wind brushing through the clovers, soft shadows dancing on the grasses as the daylight rolls along. And honestly, I could stay here till the evening cools the meadow, watching the sky slowly change. The simplest places often hold the deepest sense of comfort. Still hearing branches sway above me, still watching clouds cross the hillside, still letting a warm breeze wander through the middle of my thoughts. And maybe life feels best somewhere between wide fields and old trees on an endless summer afternoon. The meadow breathes softly beneath the moving leaves. Long meadow stretching through the sunlight, big old tree beside the hill, warm breeze weaving through the grasses underneath the painted sky. Shadows flicker through the branches across the field and over me. Everything feels calm and endless, like the afternoon forgot the time. The whole world feels softer when the wind moves through the leaves. Where the tall grass sways, warm air drifting through the meadow, golden patches on the hillside as the clouds roll slowly by. And every little peaceful moment feels brighter beneath this tree, listening to the summer breeze. Tiny flowers near my notebook, birds resting beyond the fence, leaves falling softly through the sunlight, landing gently in the grass. I stretch out beneath the branches, watching light move overhead, thinking maybe this is enough for one beautiful afternoon. Nothing feels too distant with the sky stretched open wide. Where the tall grass sways, soft wind moving through the clovers, warm daylight dancing through the branches as the evening slowly nears. And honestly, I hope this feeling stays somewhere inside my memory long after summer fades away. Peace sometimes arrives through sunlight, wind, and a place to simply sit a while. Still hearing leaves above me rustling, still watching shadows cross the meadow, still letting the warm air carry every restless thought away. And maybe happiness is simple: tall trees, fields, and open skies on a slow and golden day. The tall grass ripples softly beneath the evening breeze.
Purple flowers cross the hillside, warm and brushing through the rose. Golden sunlight on my shoulders underneath a pale blue sky. Tiny petals move like ocean waves, rolling softly through the fields. Summer drifting through the distance, carried by the afternoon air. The whole world feels lighter out here, surrounded by color. Lavender skies forever, soft breeze dancing through the flowers. Sunlight spilling over hilltops as the long day wanders on. And every little peaceful moment feels sweeter in the open air, wrapped inside the summer wind. Butterflies above the blossoms, clouds floating lazily west. The scent of flowers fills the hillside with something warm and familiar. I walk slowly through the pathways, letting thoughts fade with the breeze. Nothing feels too heavy lately beneath these endless violet fields. Maybe happiness arrives through simple afternoons like this. Lavender skies forever, warm air moving through the valley. Soft shadows crossing all the flowers, while the sunlight turns to gold. And honestly, I could stay here till the evening cools the hillside, breathing slowly with the wind. Some places feel like memories before they've even ended. Still hearing summer through the flowers, still watching clouds drift past the hilltops, still letting the warm breeze carry every restless thought away. And maybe life feels best somewhere between lavender and sunlight on a beautifully endless day. The lavender sways softly beneath the summer sky.
Endless rows across the hillside, purple stretching toward the clouds, warm wind weaving through the flowers, music moving through the earth. Sunlight scattered on the pathways, tiny bees hum near the blooms. Everything feels bright and peaceful without becoming overwhelming. The afternoon unfolds slowly, like pages turning in the breeze. Fields painted violet, summer air rolling through the blossoms, golden daylight on the grasses, as the sky keeps opening wide, and every little passing second feels softer than the last one now. Walking through these endless flowers, butterflies drift near the hilltops, leaves shimmer beside the fence. Warm earth beneath my sandals, holding traces of the heat. I stop beneath a leaning willow, watching clouds slide overhead, thinking maybe days like this are enough to heal the heart. Nothing feels complicated with the breeze this gentle. Fields painted violet, soft wind dancing through the valley, summer colors moving slowly across the afternoon. And honestly, I hope this feeling finds me every passing season, bright and beautifully calm. The gentlest moments often leave the deepest marks on memory. Still hearing bees among the flowers, still watching sunlight cross the hillside, still letting the warm air wander through the middle of my thoughts. And maybe happiness is simple, lavender fields and summer skies on a slow, relaxing day. The warm breeze drifts softly through the violet rose.
Lavender beneath the daylight, rolling gently through the hills. Warm breeze carrying sweet fragrance past the old white countryside roads. Tiny flowers brush my fingertips as I wander through the rows. Everything feels calm and golden underneath the afternoon sun. The wind keeps moving softly through every corner of the field. Summer wind in Provence, warm air drifting through the blossoms. Golden shadows on the hillside as the clouds drift lazily, and every peaceful little moment feels brighter in the open fields, wrapped inside the summer stars rise with the breeze, sunlight resting on the flowers, like watercolor on the earth. I close my eyes beside the pathway, listening to the grasses sway. Nothing feels too distant lately, out here beneath the sky. Maybe peace arrives quietly through wind and open spaces. Summer wind in Provence, soft light dancing through the lavender, warm hills glowing in the distance as the daylight lingers long. And honestly, I could stay here till the stars replace the sunset, breathing slowly with the fields. Some afternoons feel too beautiful to rush through, still hearing wind above the flowers, still watching clouds drift through the valley, still letting the scent of summer follow softly through my mind. And maybe life feels best somewhere between lavender and sunlight, far away from hurried days. The hillside breeze softly beneath the summer breeze.
Rose of violet in the distance, warm light stretching through the hills, summer breeze across the valley moves the flowers like the sea. The sky feels endless this afternoon, clouds drifting slowly overhead. Everything moves with a softness that makes the whole day easier. The sunlight flickers gently across the winding paths where lavender meets the wind, soft air floating through the blossoms, golden daylight on the hillside as the summer rolls along. And every little peaceful second feels sweeter than expected now, walking through the violet fields. Butterflies rise near the fences, tiny petals brush my jeans, warm earth carrying the fragrance of flowers beneath the heat. I slow down beside the hilltop, listening to distant birds, thinking maybe calmness lies inside places just like this. Nothing feels too heavy with the valley stretched so wide, where lavender meets the wind, summer moving through the grasses, warm light resting on the pathways as the afternoon drifts west. And honestly, I hope this feeling stays somewhere inside my memory long after the season fades.
Beautiful days often arrive quietly, without needing anything dramatic.
The flowers sway softly beneath the fading sunlight.
Summer stretching through the valley, purple flowers everywhere, warm wind rolling down the hillside, under bright and endless skies. Tiny bees above the blossoms, cloud shadows drifting slowly past. Everything feels soft and open, like the day forgot the time. The air smells sweet with summer and freshly blooming fields. Violet horizon, soft breeze dancing through the lavender, golden sunlight on the pathway as the afternoon moves slow. And every peaceful little moment feels brighter near the flowers underneath the summer sky. Butterflies move through the grasses, birdsong echoes near the hills. Warm earth beneath the winding pathways carries traces of the heat. I stop beside the wooden fence now, watching petals drift away, thinking maybe this is all a quiet heart really needs sometimes. Maybe peace begins with open skies and moving wind. Violet horizon, warm air drifting through the valley, soft light scattered on the flowers as the evening slowly nears. And honestly, I could stay here till the stars arrive above us, listening to the summer breeze. Some places don't just calm your mind, they gently rearrange it. the golden sky.
Stretching through the hillside, soft white curtains by the porch, warm wind drifting through the fabric like waves beneath the afternoon sun. Tiny petals dance around me, clouds floating slowly overhead. Everything feels light and open underneath the summer sky. The whole world feels softer when the breeze moves through the flowers. White curtains in the breeze, soft air rolling through the meadow, golden sunlight on the wildflowers. Every peaceful little moment feels sweeter in the moving wind, wrapped inside this dreamy afternoon. Butterflies above the grasses, wooden floorboards warm beneath my feet. Leaves shimmer near the open windows as the curtains rise and fall. I close my eyes beside the doorway, listening to the summer air. Nothing feels too far away now, out here surrounded by light. Maybe happiness begins with wind and open spaces. White curtains in the breeze, warm light dancing through the flower fields, soft fabric floating near the windows as the sky turns pale gold. And honestly, I could stay here till the evening cools the meadow, watching shadows cross the grass. Some afternoons feel like dreams. You can step inside for a while, still hearing flowers move beside me, still watching curtains drift like oceans, still letting the warm wind carry every restless thought away. And maybe life feels best somewhere between sunlight and wildflowers on a beautifully endless day. The curtains sway softly beside the blooming field.
White linen dancing near the windows, tall flowers swaying through the breeze, warm daylight scattered on the floorboards from the open countryside sky. There's a softness in the distance where the hills fade into blue. Everything feels calm and endless, like the day forgot to rush. The wind keeps carrying pieces of summer through the air. Summer linen skies, soft breeze moving through the curtains, wildflowers rolling through the hillside. As the sunlight drifts around, and every little passing second feels lighter than the last one now, inside this warm and dreamy day. Butterflies above the clovers, bird song echoing through the fields. Tiny petals cross the doorway with the wind from outside. I lean against the painted window, listening to the rustling grass, thinking maybe days like this are enough to heal a heart. Nothing feels too heavy with the air this open wide. Summer linen skies, golden light across the meadows, soft white curtains near the flower pots. As the evening settles in, and honestly I hope this feeling finds me every passing season, warm and beautifully calm. The gentlest memories often begin in ordinary places filled with sunlight and wind. Still hearing fabric move beside me, still watching flowers bend slowly, still letting the summer breeze wander through the middle of my thoughts. And maybe happiness is simple, wildflowers and open windows on a peaceful summer day. The meadow ripples softly beneath the evening air.
Long flower fields beyond the curtain, soft wind lifting ivory cloth, sunlight falling through the fabric, painting gold across the room, warm air drifting through the doorway, carrying scents of summer grass. Everything feels slow and weightless underneath the open sky. The whole afternoon unfolds like watercolor in the wind. Petals through the window, soft breeze floating through the flowers, white curtains moving near the sunlight as the long day drifts along, and every peaceful little moment feels brighter near the open fields, wrapped inside the summer air. Butterflies rise above the meadow, clouds drift lazily west, tiny leaves dance through the hallway. Beside the hanging plants I sit quietly near the doorway, shadows move across the grass, thinking maybe beautiful things never need to happen loudly. Maybe calmness arrives through sunlight and moving curtains. Petals through the window, warm wind dancing through the clovers, golden daylight on the wildflowers as the evening softens slowly. And honestly, I could stay here till the stars replace the daylight, listening to the summer breeze. Some places feel suspended gently between dreams and real life. Still hearing flowers in the distance, still watching curtains drift beside me, still letting the warm wind carry every wandering thought away. And maybe life feels best somewhere between soft fabric and wildflowers, under endless summer skies. The white curtains rise softly with the evening wind.
Soft white curtains near the window, wildflowers stretching past the porch. Warm breeze weaving through the fabric, like music moving through the room. Sunlight scattered on the wooden floor, tiny petals drift inside. Everything feels bright and peaceful without trying too hard to be. The wind moves gently through every corner of the afternoon. Fields beyond the curtains, warm air drifting through the flower fields, soft light dancing on the grasses as the sky opens wide. And every little passing moment feels softer than expected now inside this dreamy summer day. Butterflies above the clovers, cloud shadows crossing through the hills, leaves swaying near the doorway underneath the painted sky. I stretch out beside the window, listening to the rustling breeze, thinking maybe life feels better when afternoons move slowly. Nothing feels too distant with the countryside this open. Fields beyond the curtains, golden sunlight on the wildflowers, white fabric floating through the doorway as the hours drift along. And honestly, I hope this feeling stays somewhere inside my memory long after summer fades away.
simplest afternoons often become the ones people miss the most later on. Still hearing wind across the meadow, still watching curtains rise softly, still letting the warm air wander through the middle of my thoughts. And maybe happiness is simple flower fields and open windows on a beautifully endless day. The summer breeze moves softly through the white curtains.
Daisy fields beyond the hillside, white curtains dancing by the door, warm wind drifting through the cottage underneath the afternoon sun. Tiny petals move like snowflakes across the wooden porch outside. Everything feels soft and golden, like the world slowed down a while. The sky keeps stretching wider with every passing breeze. Golden breeze and daisies, soft air rolling through the flower fields, warm sunlight on the linen curtains as the long day wanders slow. And every peaceful little moment feels sweeter near the open sky, wrapped inside the summer wind. Butterflies drift near the pathway, bird song echoes through the hills, leaves shimmer softly near the doorway, beside the hanging vines. I sit beside the open window, watching light move through the grass, thinking maybe days like this are enough to hold forever. Maybe happiness begins where sunlight meets the breeze. Golden breeze and daisies, warm air dancing through the meadow, soft white curtains rising slowly as the daylight turns amber. And honestly, I could stay here till the stars appear above us, listening to the summer air. Beautiful moments rarely ask for attention, they simply arrive and stay a while. Still hearing flowers in the distance, still watching sunlight cross the curtains, still letting the warm breeze carry every restless thought away. And maybe life feels best somewhere between daisies and open windows on a soft and endless day. The flower field sways gently beneath the golden